Hello, and welcome to episode 539 of Prog Review. And today it is Every Valley by Public Service Broadcasting. I did unboxing of this yesterday, so peel back, you can see it. This is the vinyl. Yeah. Dad, it's not prog, Dad. I think you're fine. It's not prog. It's an album, a concept album about Welsh mining and how the industry was, well, pushed to decline by modernisation and the Thatcher government. So it's a concept album that gets it through. So yeah, this is the third album by Public Service Broadcasting. There'd been EPs and whatnot, but this is the third proper studio album. And again, we have a concept. Last time, that one there, it was the Race for Space, and it was all about space travel, you know, now man's journeying up to the moon. And this time, like I said, it's about the whole album is about the Welsh mining industry, and mining industry, and and the miners' strike and the pits being closed down, and yeah, it's like their teacher, their lecturer said to them, "We want you to go out. I want you to do some music about mining." It's very sixth form, you know. I love the public service broadcast, and I think they do interesting stuff. But yeah, sometimes the concepts get stretched a bit thin, don't they? They get stretched a bit far. So yeah, I mean, it's more of the same. To put it bluntly, it's more of the same. It's hooky, it's simplistic. I like that. You know, it's got good hooks, like nice big chords and stuff. And yeah, my problem with it, my main problem with it, is for me it doesn't really. I don't get the feel of mining, or being down a mine. There's no tracks on there that are particularly claustrophobic, you know, make you feel, you know, sympathies with the miners. You know, you don't. I mean, they could have done something that was, you know, a bit intense, you know, just to get you, you know, fit. There's no industrial stuff on here to make you feel like it's about mining. You know, the music doesn't match the content. With the Race of Space, yeah, there are moments where they're you know, spacey and, you know, open, and there's a couple of tracks on there where you can imagine drifting out into space, and so, you know, the music was more well suited. So that's my one problem with it. Also, I do feel that the constant use of clips are now detracting somewhat. I mean, you know, they've done it for 3 albums, and it was a good gimmick. There's a good gimmick. And the thing is, right, there's some really nice instrumental music going on here, and every so often they'll drop, you know, a Welsh person in, you know, historical, to give it historical context, and them talking about whatnot, and it just pulled me out. It just pulled me out of the song. It pulled me out of the music. It didn't. I don't know. I didn't find it as complimentary as the Race of Space and the other one. The first one, he says, trying to point to it and looking at the camera. That one, that's it. So yeah, I did find myself just kind of being, you know, pulled from these songs. Progress is still the standout track, featuring Tracy Ann Campbell. French Sailor. That's I can never remember the name of the band. No, French Navy, French Sailor. You know, Come Dine With Me. I don't know why I'm saying random things now. It's all my internal Filofax is all up the Swanee. So that's the standout track. What I did like, there's a track on it called All Out, illustrating the strikes and the police brutality that they were met with when they tried to stop scab labour crossing the picket lines, and it's probably the most aggressive thing PSB have put out. It's all crunchy guitars, and it's quite, you know, some good. It's good stuff. I like that. James Dean Bradfield turns up on Turn No More. He's from the Manic Street Preachers. In fact, this album should have been an album that they recorded maybe 10, 15 years ago. Imagine that. The Manics do a concept album about Welsh miners. Now that I could see that. I could see that being a thing. Again, Gave Me a Lamp is another standout track, and again these two were both released as digital singles. You pulled out of it again with it's a lovely song called You and Me, or You Plus Me. It's really nice. I think it starts with in Welsh language. I think. I'm trying to remember. I listened to it a couple of times. Once with a walk, 3 times. Starts with, and it's it's like a little love songy type thing. But it's nice and open. It's the longest. It's the longest track on the record, and it kind of I don't see, contextually it just feels And then we end with a male voice choir doing "Take Me Home," which that's where the emotional core for me is when you hear those lungs, the Welsh lungs, and boy can the Welsh sing. I know it sounds like a terrible racial stereotype, but Tom Jones, one of my favourites. When you think about the Welsh singers they've put out like Tom Jones and Shirley Bassey, singing and the Welsh go hand in hand, and no more so than this track. And it's a shame it only lasts for 2 minutes 12, but it rounds off the album nicely and kind of does ground it to mining, and it gives it that Welsh twang, the authority that you need. But then, well, saying that, the whole album's littered with Welsh voices from these audio clips that they use. So it is very much a Welsh album, even though it's done by I think they're two very Englishmen, or they put that persona across anyway when they do their shtick. So yeah, I mean, you see, I am a fan, but I don't know. I just feel that parts of it don't work. Parts of it would be better off being purely instrumental, or maybe actually having a voice or some lyrics, some words. More vocals, because they write like "Turn No More" and "You and Me," "You Plus Me," whatever it is. Are really good. They're really good songs, And I think again, more human vocals, more guest vocalists, I think is the way to go, and slowly just phase out the gimmick of the soundbite, the sound clips. But yeah, if you like public service broadcasting, you're going to enjoy this. I don't think there's much progression from that one. I think that is just really hard to top. It just works. It just works really well as a record. It's probably one of the best concept albums out there. And so this one, it's again, it's a strange topic to cover, and again, for it to hold you enthralled for 45 minutes, I don't think it can do that. Again, it needs more drama. It needs more. I think it needs more lyrics. It needs more story to be told. Because just getting sound bites, I don't think tells the story well enough. If you know what I mean. It needs to be more theatrical. That's it. It needs to be more of a theatrical piece. So you need. It's what do I know? But no, I enjoy bits of it. Like I say, Progress, I think it's just one of the best singles. It's a really strong single, and The Pit is a good track. Every Valley as well. I mean, they are good songs, and again, All Out, it's an absolute stonker, a belter. Absolute belter. So yeah, for me, it's all right. But yeah, I think it may have needed to be broader in its appeal, maybe broader, or like I say, pull out those clips and put some vocals and some lyrics in, because you can do it and tell the story that way. Because I didn't really get the story. I just it didn't really. It just didn't fit for me. But maybe that's just me. It's just me moaning and whinging. But in terms of a rating, I'm going to give this. Let me think. I'm going to give this 3 Mothers of the Village out of 5. That's 3 Mothers of the Village out of 5. It's not a bad record. It's just, I feel that as a concept is a bit clunky, and it could have been executed better. But I still like them. I hope we can still be friends. Now all the public service broadcasting fans are going to be after me. Ah, Jesus. Anyway, I've been talking about Every Valley, a concept album about Welsh miners. Anyone thinks we're back in the 80s again, wouldn't we? Well, we needed Robert White doing a guest vocal. That's what we needed. Pull him out of retirement. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the review. Do have a listen to it, because I'm sure it's out there on streaming services and all that stuff. You modern hip kids, you stream, don't you? You don't bother with tactile media like we do. We like to fondle our records and play with our CDs. So yeah, do give it a listen. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing to say, and you know that is Prog on.